Hello everyone. Welcome to the introduction to your engineering notebook for the Ringwing glider. Although this notebook is specific to the Ringwing glider, you'll be using similar notebooks throughout the year on different projects that we do. The key to these notebooks is to include a ton of detail. The purpose of a notebook is to make it so that someone can repeat your work, kind of like a recipe. If you're cooking and you don't write down all the ingredients that you use, when you go to repeat it next time, it may not come out as good. Leaving out one ingredient can affect the entire recipe. Same thing in engineering. If you don't include every step you do, someone won't be able to repeat it. And if you have a really cool invention, you may miss that $1 million paycheck. So the first page of the engineering notebook, what you're going to do is paste an image of the final product. This will give people looking at your notebook an idea of what you've accomplished. Notice that I have cited the source where I got this notebook from. I've modified it quite a bit, but just like you, I need to cite my sources when I use somebody else's work. The next step is your engineering drawing. What you need to do is delete the drawing here. I just use that as an example to show what a good drawing looks like. Top view, front view, side view, any view you can get with measurements. Once you delete that, you can go into Google Draw, which you get to by going to Insert, Drawing, or if you prefer, you can draw it by hand, take a picture with your Chromebook, and insert it into the notebook. If you're going to do it by hand, please, please, please remember, press down hard with your pencil, or when you take a picture, it won't be clear. The next page is identifying the problem. What are you trying to create? Even though for this notebook we're all creating the same thing, still write a description of what you're trying to create. And what do you hope your end result will be? Think about when you finish it, what you hope will happen. Your design brief. This is where you're going to list the materials that you used and what is the process that you anticipate going through. This page can be added to as you go because, as you'll see later, you'll be making modifications, so you may have to come up here and add more materials. If your process that you anticipate going through doesn't end up what you actually do, then that's okay. In engineering, we learn through changes. And a lot of times what we start out thinking we're going to do, we end up doing something totally different. That's okay. That's how we learn. Investigation and research. I have included websites for this particular project where this is an introduction. So the Ringwing glider link is actually a link to the instructions on how to make the Ringwing glider. That's difficult to say. I'd like you to look at what is aerodynamics so you can learn a little bit more about it. And then the other two links are sites where you can look at other paper airplanes and maybe get a view of what some other people do. If you use any other links, please paste them down here. And that will give an idea of where you get your information from. Generating solutions. It always helps when we're engineering to look at what other people have tried. So if you Google Ringwing glider, you should get other pictures of what other people have tried. So put 4 images into your notebook. The easiest way to get your images is to go to Google Explore, open it up right here, type in what you're looking for, and then once you do that, go to Images, and it will give you some images that you could use. Unfortunately, when you use this, it doesn't give you that many because it just gives you less of a search because these are images that are free to use. But the good thing about using this is when you pull it into your project, it automatically links your picture. So anybody can go back and go to the site where you got that from. It also makes it easier to do your works cited page at the end. If you can't find any other images, go ahead and Google it, and I will show you how to link that image so you're ready for your Works Cited page at the end. Your daily design log. This is where you are going to record everything you do, every step you make when you're creating your Ringwing glider. So you put the date, a description of your work in this side, and your progress images. Keep in mind that you do one image per box. So you may have 20 of these boxes. Please make sure you date them all and put your progress in them. If you have too many boxes, please delete your extras in the end by highlighting them, right mouse clicking, and tell it to delete however many rows you have. If you need more boxes, please make copies of your boxes before you fill in the last one, or it gets to be a mess. Testing and evaluation. This is the chart you're going to fill in with your different trials. So you have your initial trial, distance 1, 2, and 3, any comments, how it flew, what it did. Then you're going to make your first modification, fill that in, and then your second modification. Make sure you fill this in, make sure your comments are in full sentences, and that you have a good description of what you did. Redesign ideas. This is where you're going to write down the changes you made to your original design and images of your redesign changes. Then your reflection. You are going to discuss your thoughts, processes, what you learned, and what you do differently next time. Please include details. This is a time for you to reflect and talk about what you did and think about what maybe you would do better. So please remember throughout this to use full sentences, lots of detail, and have fun.